We are live. All right. Thank you for coming by Tori Magoo 44. I am with a friend of mine from many, many years on the internet. I met you on the internet, right?
You did indeed.
Pete Griffith, actually an Englishman. Most people get it wrong, myself included, and we all think you're from Ireland because you've lived in Ireland for 27 years?
Correct. Yeah.
Right. So anyway, we have the pleasure of talking to Pete tonight and just kind of literally you and I catching up because we haven't talked in years, right?
Oh gosh, Tori, how long is it? I don't know.
I think
8,
tomorrow.
9? It's a good while.
Yeah.
We've briefly chatted, but we haven't chatted like this.
Yeah, this is the first time we've done this. So so thank you for coming on. And Kelly is one of the moderators. Hi, Professor Kakan. Thank you for coming on. He's got a whole bunch of happy faces. Can you
Hi,
see
Kelly.
Can you see the
I can see the chat.
Okay, good. And JB808, thank you for coming on. This is Mr. Pete Griffith from Ireland. And JB808 just came back from Japan a few, I think about a month ago.
Excellent.
He's a traveling man himself. Pete actually met my brother. How many years ago? A couple of years ago?
Oh gosh. I things are before COVID or after COVID or during COVID. It was before COVID.
Yeah, it was before COVID.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a while ago. Everything to me feels like a couple of months ago.
Yeah, that's COVID. Yeah. I've just realized before we go any further, in the background, I've got my offensive punk rock painting. Oh, can you see it there? It
just
actually
a little bit. Don't worry about it.
It actually says "fuck off." It was an artist did it, and he gave that to me. He was selling them for like £600. So I feel, hey, is it worth anything? I don't know. But I just saw it in the corner there. I'm pointing in the wrong direction.
I see it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
I can't see the fuck off, so don't worry about it.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's not intentionally. Oh, my mannequin legs. You can see my mannequin legs.
Yes. I see your legs. I do. You crazy man.
Oh, stop.
All right. So you're speaking our JB808 says you're speaking our language, Pete.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that? I'm speaking LA.
That's right.
Wow. I love
Hawaii.
LA. I have been, yeah.
He's from Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Now.
I know. So anyway, hi, Connie. She just popped in.
Wow.
This is kind of fun because different people pop in during during the chat. So anyway, Pete, are you still working with SPs or us?
Yes and no. I'd be totally honest and say I have my toe in the water, but I'm absolutely not burning up my personal energy in fighting a rabid criminal cult, you know. Funnily enough, I was involved in court case some years ago, and I won 2.5 out of 3, but it did take a lot out of me. And I've kind of backed off a little bit since then. But I remember the day we got the decision, it was just like, you know, people talk about a weight being lifted and stuff like that. It seriously was. It was like,
what was the decision?
The decision was that I was right and the Scientologists were wrong, basically. Yeah. It was an interesting one. They tried to stop me talking to schools and colleges by sending emails to the principal of these places, and one in particular said that I was a criminal That I
of
stop.
course.
Yeah. I'd uploaded gay pornography, and it just went on and on and on and on. And none of it was true.
Right.
So I consulted a lawyer through somebody else's help, and they just took one look at this email and said, that's defamation. We should sue them. And I said, yeah. And then one of the barristers I was talking to said, well, the only people who win defamation cases are the very rich or the very poor. Right. And I just went, yes, which I am, you know. Anyway, because, and this is a warning for anybody, if you do sue a Scientologist, which I did, it wasn't Scientology itself, it was an individual. If you do that, they come after you.
Right.
And they tried to set me up. They tried to make it look like I'd assaulted someone, and I actually didn't, and obviously had the camera evidence. But they did initiate a counter case along with somebody else. So it wasn't just me. So they took that person's bad behavior and tied me with it to say, this is how bad this guy is. So there was that case. That's the second one. And then the third case was to get an injunction lifted that the Scientologists had got to save them from me attacking them, which I wasn't doing. Yeah. And the funny thing is, the judge that eventually decided all this is the same one who gave the injunction to the Scientologists. And when he lifted the injunction, he said, if I had known what I'd know now, I would never have granted that injunction.
Right.
Oh, it was great. It really was. It was an uplifting moment.
Yeah, that is great.
It was fantastic. But it wasn't Scientology itself that I was suing. It was an individual Scientologist. But this person had help from the big people in the UK. So the head of OSA, everyone knows OSA, yeah? And the Scientology lawyer, they came to Ireland and represented her in the courtroom. And when I was in the box, the Scientology lawyer was looking like this, you know, looking for the cracks, you know, because, you know, when you confront an SP, they shatter. Well, guess what? I didn't shatter. Oh, Tori, it was such fun. It really was. Yeah.
That is fantastic. What year was this happening?
This was 2016, 2017.
Pardon me?
2016, 2017, around that time. It honestly went on 2 or 3 years, and I was under some pressure, which I didn't realize until the pressure was gone. Right. And then I went, whoa, you know. And then, I got misquoted in a newspaper because the Scientology barrister was a real piece of work. And when I was in the witness box, like at one point, he was going, "You hate Scientologists, don't you, Mr. Griffiths?" And I said, "No, I don't hate Scientologists or Scientology. I'm just objecting to the fraud, the abuse, and the crimes." Right. But the press, the newspaper, reported that I'd said, "I don't hate Scientology," which I don't. I never did.
No, I know. I'm the same.
I remember going back to when I first got involved in this story, and again, I have you to thank, because it was watching your videos that inspired me to do something. Aww. And it wasn't because I hated them. I cared about them. I wanted to help them so much. Right. Actually, can I just move on to something? Because I'm talking about helping people. And again, I got that from you. But I remember you saying how a lot of OTE Scientologists that you knew had been diagnosed with cancer. They'd done nothing about it and died. And that's Scientology for you. Well, over 2 years ago now, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I did the operation, I did the treatment, and I was out in 3 months. And
Oh,
ever
good.
since then, I've been fine.
Good.
So look out, you OTs.
Yeah,
Medicine
it's
works.
really important what you're saying, because I in the 90s I was in, and
Yes,
this guy, his last name, Steve Miller, was a cramming officer at AOLA. And he
right.
would come running out in the street and he would say, Tori, 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 you're not going to believe who's dead now. And I would say,
Wow.
who? And he would just list out all these people, friends of mine, that were
No
dead.
way.
They never announce it unless you're an opinion leader. They don't even announce it. So I went to see Dr. Dank because I know some people really have upsets with him, but he saved my life. He got me medicine for 30 years when Scientology wouldn't. I would have been dead without him. So anyway, point being, I went to him and I said, Dr. Dank, what the hell is going on? And he said, all right, come in my office. And he goes, you know more than anyone that I am pro-medicine.
Right, right.
He got my medicine for 30 years when the church was saying, no, 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 take her off, all the.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't he L. Ron Hubbard's doctor?
Right. He was.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So he said to me, every person that has come through the Shaw Health Center, which was their little clinic on Fountain, every person that's come here with cancer and tried to handle it naturally, which is most of them, are dead.
Why? I shouldn't laugh.
I know. But some that did some natural, some medical, some lived, some died. Those are our statistics. That's it.
Right.
And it's like if you saw as many people as we know are dead from cancer, from trying to handle it naturally.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't you by 2025 go, no, that's it. I'm doing medical. That's it.
Yeah. Well, you saying that really had an influence on me, which really came to the fore when I was diagnosed. I didn't know what to think. Am I going to be alive in 2 minutes or 2 years or what? So I just did what they told me. I went through the treatment and it worked. No OT. Actually, we know different. Yeah. We're secret OTs. Yeah.
Don't say that. People will think that's true.
No, I know, but we have the power. Yeah.
Well, everybody, even if you're not ever in Scientology, I have seen it. I have witnessed it, Pete. I mean, it's unbelievable. I have to tell you this story. Did you ever see the movie The Field of Dreams?
Is that the baseball field one? Right. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and they invite him to come into the spirit land where the baseball players come back. He builds the baseball field and they come back from the dead, basically.
Okay, I did not see this. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this is the real guy. He's alive, and they say, why don't you come with us? Because he's old, and they say, why don't you come with us? And so there's a whole bunch of corn, and he puts his hand in the corn, just kind of seeing, is it really invisible? Is there something there? That kind of thing. So Scientology would say to me, whenever I'd go down to L. Ron Hubbard Way, they'd say, this is the line. If you touch it or go across it, we're going to call the police. So I would always put my toes, let's say this is the line. I would always put my toes in the line, just like the Field of Dreams, right? So now roll forward years later, and these live stream young people show up with cameras. They all have cameras, and they all have like 10,000 to 100,000 viewers. They have like tons of people following them, right? And so now we're out. Aaron Smith Levin flies in from Clearwater, and Liz Gale flies in from Oregon, and different people came in. We had this protest, and I think, now wait a minute, I'm going to go walk into their parking lot. Which before you couldn't even put your toe over it, right? So I walk into the parking lot, nothing happens. A security guard comes out, and I'm old. I'm like, now I'm 78, but I was, whatever, 75.
You don't look it.
Well, thank you. But, I have my stuff. And so I was just sitting on their ledge for a minute. And the guy comes out, young kid, and he goes, "Get out of here. You can't sit on our ledge." And I said, "Look, I am a 70-something-year-old woman. I'm sitting here for 2 minutes. That's it. And these kids are all filming you, every single one of you. And they all have cameras on. And there's like 10 cameras at the end of the thing." And so he finally says, "I have to go." And I walk up the way. There's a video online on it. And I go, "I might be old, but I can still kick ass," right?
Right.
And we all laugh. And so then I realized, because of the cameras, I can go anywhere. And so I start sitting on their benches where they never, you're not allowed to sit on our benches. So I'm sitting on the bench. I go to the front door and knock, all this stuff. And it's all because these guys are filming them. That's how amazing it is. And now there's a lady named Audit LA who's a protester. She was never in. She's a protester. She's in a wheelchair. She goes every week and goes down to the city council and talks to them about Scientology abuses, right? And she finally nails them on the security guards aren't even getting minimum wage. So she came up to me a couple of weeks ago and she goes, "Tori, you can do whatever you want." I said, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "The security guards can't come after you anymore." I go, "Why not?" And she goes, "Because they're not paying a minimum wage."
Oh my!
Isn't that unbelievable?
That's fantastic.
Yeah, she and Will, this guy Will, that originally was a guy, that big black guy, and they said, "Get off our street, you're not allowed on
And this
here."
is all happening now, yeah?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking back around the time Anonymous got going. That's when I first saw anyone speaking out about Scientology. I left in 1994. It was I think 2008. Yeah. And there's all these people warning people about Scientology. And that's how I came across you, because you'd been to London to the Anonymous protest. Right. And I thought, who's that lovely looking lady, and what's she doing? So I started then watching it, and Magoo 44 and why you called yourself Magoo and all that. And I thought, wow, look at this lady. She's obviously a year or two above me in age in that. And yet she doesn't appear to be afraid of them. Because I'm still, I'd spent 14 years out, but I was still afraid. I'll be honest. I'll just, and I remember when John Sweeney called his book The Church of Fear. I thought, yeah, it's exactly what it is.
All the
keeps people in. Yeah.
Until Anonymous.
Yeah, until Anonymous. Anonymous changed the whole thing. Anonymous woke me up, and you. Anonymous initially, and then you. And it was watching you that made me go, why don't I try something like that? And then, of course, in a few years, we met in Dublin when we did the conference there. Yeah. And it was just fabulous. I must admit, sort of looking back over my whole Scientology activism, it's been a ride. And it's been a fantastic ride. And I've met such wonderful, honest, straight people.
That's the best thing. It's
but that's not to say that the Scientologists are not the same. It's just that they've got this deluded brain, they believe stuff that we don't, right. And they say it's not a belief. They say, no, it's science. It's science. It's a belief. It is a belief. It's a belief that it's science when it isn't. What do you call that? Oh, delusion.
This is what I say, because I don't even think it's a belief. I say Scientology is a covert, mind control, fraudulent business pretending to be a religion.
Yeah.
And now that's in AI. Every time I just put Scientology is a covert, and then it all starts in.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But that's so true.
I have a question for you from JB. Okay. And I don't want to miss it.
Okay.
Wait, it's up here. Ooh, I think I missed it. Okay, where is it?
I can see it. I can see it.
Okay, what is the question?
Heard of your guest before. This is a nice surprise. Woohoo!
Oh, it says question for Pete.
Whereabouts in Ireland does he live?
Now wait, this one, the one I'm looking at says, have you been keeping up with the current protest movement worldwide? It's pretty amazing how it's evolved.
Yes. The answer is yes. I'll come back to the previous question in a minute. It's very difficult because I have connections and know people like Tori to not be aware of what's going on. I'm definitely sat in the back seat at this moment, and I like it. I like it here.
You've done a lot. I mean, how long?
Well, I tell you.
How long did you run SPs or Us?
Well, I'm still running it, basically. Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, when did it start?
Oh, round about maybe 2012, something like that.
See, that's
so my activism goes back to 2009. So look, what are you looking at? 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
But it does take a lot out of you, and you only realize when you're not doing it. Right. So I live in the northwest of Ireland, on the fringe of the Atlantic Ocean, and I spend every day in the ocean swimming, and it's a fitness. Actually, do you know something? I'd have to say swimming beats Scientology auditing.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Oh, I tell you. But I can't thank you enough, Tori, for giving me the courage and the inspiration to take on this rich, litigious, evil, I'm going to use that word, cult, because that's exactly what it is. All those people who are in it have no idea that they're being conned. First by L. Ron Hubbard, now by David Miscavige, and Tom Cruise is there, oh, I'm an actor. Well, not a very good one, but that's my opinion. It's just, again, thanks a million, Tori. We're here.
That's so wonderful. I never knew that. You never told me that, I don't think. Did you?
If I did, you've forgotten it.
I know. That's what I always say. Your secrets are safe with me. Because
I'm getting there as well. Well, I've reached the big 7-0 as well. Yeah. So
congratulations. We, both of my brothers and I, are all in our 70s, or my oldest brother's in his 80s. And we all feel like this is the best time of our life. It's really weird because we all were sort of resisting it, like 70.
Yeah.
So weird. But all of a sudden, all the shit that you've worried about for years and years and years, it's over. It's like this. I know. Whatever you want to do it, because that, tomorrow, and we've all three discussed it, and we're like, hey, if we die tomorrow, just celebrate our life. Don't worry about it. We've all three agree we've had you met David, and we've all had great lives.
That's right. That's right. I totally agree with you there. I don't know what it is, but it gets better and better and better. Now, when I think to being 20, people who were 70 were like, whoa, on death's door or what have you. But
if they live that long, not that many people live to be 70.
Well, that's also true. Yeah. But every day is better. Another big thing, like, it's not just selfish. It's not just me swimming, even though that's my main drive at the moment. But I've also a family. I have 6 children.
You do?
And I do.
Stop the music. You have 6 children?
Yeah, with the same girl. Yeah. And 5 grandchildren.
Oh my God. Pete, I never forgot about you, ever.
No. Well, you can imagine that takes up a bit of time. And it's fun. It's fun.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful.
It's amazing, really. Since COVID, everyone's been getting ill with one thing or another, but we're all still here, so that's good, you know.
I know.
Oh man, everyone lives in Ireland except for one son who's living in Brazil with his girlfriend. They met here, and do you know you get these young people that travel the world?
Yeah.
He's doing that. The two of them are doing that together, and they're heading for China next. So good luck to them. You know.
Well, that's how my brother. He's living in Thailand now.
Yeah. Goa is he? Goa? Does he go there?
No, he doesn't go back to Goa. I mean, he visits, but he.
All right.
On Koh Phangan, which is an island off of Thailand.
Because he's still doing the music, right?
He was on his way to Vietnam to do a concert, and COVID hit, and no one would allow him into any country except America, and he didn't want to come back here, which was a good decision.
Yeah.
So he stayed in Thailand on this island off of Thailand. And that's where he said, I always wanted to retire on an island anyway. The mother of his child is Israeli. And they have tons of Israeli friends. So a lot of them have moved to Koh Phangan to be with my brother. So he does these concerts every Friday night. You can type in Facebook if you're on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm friends with him on Facebook. Yeah. So I see all the things he's up to. And when you and him get together, I see that, you know. I don't always comment, but I see.
Yeah, he's a wild man. He really is. The only thing I wish is that he'd write a book, but you know.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I've thought about it, but I don't believe that my stories are interesting enough, to be honest. My youngest son is always saying, write the book, write the book, write the book. And I'm like, it's not me. I have a lot of friends who've written books, and, you know, but I don't feel that I want to. So it's that simple.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you don't want to, don't do it.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah. I like interviewing people and making videos. And
stuff.
Me,
I'd rather talk to you than write a book.
I know. Look at you. And you were born in England, right?
I was, yeah. English. Although I'm slightly embarrassed to say that these days with the whole Brexit thing, which I was never a supporter of. Being part of Europe was fantastic. And now I'm not European. So if I travel with my son, he has his Irish passport and he just goes through the queues, and I have to wait with my English passport. You know.
Really? Oh, because you don't have you don't have dual citizenship?
No, and I'm not European. If you're British, you're British. You're not European anymore. It means that if I go to Europe, I can only spend 3 months out of 6 in any country. Now, I don't go away for that length of time, so it's not too bad. But the whole, like all these British people, especially the ones that don't live. Now, it's different between England and Ireland. You know, they're very much linked together. Right. But for English people living in other European countries, it's 3 months. That's all you've got. And then you got to go back to England and then back to Europe. Hopefully that will change, but we'll have to wait and see.
Hopefully. Yeah, I have a friend that is a musician.
Yes.
He was a CS in Scientology, which is a case supervisor.
Yes, yeah.
I know you know it, but I don't know if these guys know it. So I was just explaining it in case they didn't.
And what is a case supervisor?
You were?
No, say what is a case supervisor?
Yeah. They basically program and run what people are going to get it auditing on next, and auditing is counseling. So that's basically
Yeah.
my understanding of in a simple form.
Yeah.
But he was a musician, left early on of Scientology, was like, I'm done. So now and he was going back and forth country. He was living in not Austria. What's the other one? It starts with an A. It's really
In
big.
Europe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Amsterdam.
Okay. That's not a country. That's a city.
I know, it's a city.
Yeah.
He was living in Amsterdam, and then in that country, and then coming back to the United States.
Oh, okay.
Doing it back and forth. But then this whole thing hit where you have to be away for 90 days. So now he did that for a while, and he thought, you know what, screw this. And he became a citizen in Switzerland.
Wow, okay.
Now he's a Switzerland citizen. He just wrote me 2 nights ago. He's back at home.
Wow.
Now, so I'll get to see him. But he has a wild... I went to visit him once when he was out in Santa Monica. He has a condo out there. And he said, I have a bunch of junk. If you want it, you can have it. It's Scientology stuff. And he was a very organized guy, right? So I thought, let me look at it. He had all of his PC folders.
No.
And just so you know, nobody gets those to anybody else. They don't give them away. And I said, how did you get them? And he goes, I told them I'm done with CSing. I'm leaving. And they said, well, take everything. So I put everything in my office in a box, and I got it. So that was one thing. And I'm like, wow. He goes, well, if you think that's something, do you want to hear a tape that I have of Ray Midoff and the top executives? And I said, yeah. So we go down to his car, because he said, my tape recorder's in my car. So we go down to his car. He puts on this tape, and you can hear them, like rustling papers, right? So you can tell they're CSing. They're in the
right. Yeah.
But Ray was really big on like Boys Club magazine, and at the back they had these jokes, these really corny jokes.
Okay.
So he would bring in these really corny jokes, tell them, and they're all CSing and laughing away. And I say, oh my God. Because I've tried to tell people for years, in the early days, it was a lot different than it is now. I mean, that kind of would have never happened now. Never.
No. And I often wonder if you could see your PC folders, PC, of course, being pretty clear, not clear yet. Right. Would what happened have been written down accurately? Do you know what I mean? Because I remembered something really bizarre from my first sessions during what they call book 1 auditing. I don't know if you ever had that.
I used to put on those seminars, so I know.
Right. Yes. Right. There you go. So you're talking about the basic Dianetic stuff. And I'm sat there with my eyes closed, trying to find something disturbing to confront and get rid of. And I actually couldn't find anything. So I just sat back and relaxed. And suddenly I'm floating in space, and I'm thinking, well, what the fuck's this, And of course, now I know it's all imagination. But at the time, I thought, oh, God, is this a past life memory? What am I doing here? Anyway, yes, you got it. Anyway, the guy doing the auditing stopped the session, and he went off to consult with the case supervisor, and he came back. And I'd also mentioned that I was aware of this huge glowing sphere, which was quite godlike. And he came back into the session and said, what the name of this godlike thing? And I said, oh, I don't know. I don't. It's just a big glowing thing floating in space, you know. And then he stopped the session again, and he went back. Now he was consulting with the case supervisor, but I wasn't aware of this at the time. And he came back, and he started the session again. It's like, what was his name? And again, I said, I've no idea. Just a big thing. I don't know. Anyway, this went on about 2 or 3 more times. And I can actually remember with clarity that he came back down again and he leaned forward and said, was his name Xenu? And I just went,
Wow.
No, it wasn't Xenu. And of course, I'd never heard of Xenu. So
out tech, I can't believe it.
Well, wait till you hear the background. The case supervisor was not OT, but his wife was. So I'm thinking, I wonder how he got to hear about Xenu. What were those bedtime conversations like? Oh, but and then I buried all this because you wouldn't attach any importance to it. And when I remembered it, I thought, oh my God. But I remember the way in which he went, what's his name? Xenu. And I was like, no. Oh, Tori, would you believe that? It's mental.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Go on, finish.
I was going to say, I did my OT levels by reading Russell Miller's book. Yeah. And I knew that OT3 was on the next page, and I'm like, should I turn the page? Should I read this? And I thought, fuck it. I read it, and then I felt the anger starting to rise. Because when you realize that you've been conned, it's a slow dawning, and and that's the anger that I thrived on for years.
And
but
you almost while you were in?
No, I was out. Wow. But almost my second thought was, oh my God, I've got to help those who are still in, and I've got to stop people from going in. So that was my motivation. And that's when I came across yourself. And that gave me an idea of what to do and where to go. And the internet definitely helped us all, because that's how we connected. And then all the people who arranged conferences, it was great. And have we achieved anything? I think we have. I think we have.
Oh my God. If you could come to LA, you would see, you just wouldn't believe it. They don't have auditing anymore. They don't have the green and red volumes are no longer in the orgs.
No way.
Yeah. And I predicted that when they came out with the basic books. I said, this is a test to see if the public will violate keeping Scientology working. Because remember, Hubbard said you can't change a comma. And
of course, yeah.
And everybody went along with it, bought the books, everything else. And I said, I knew from OSA, they said our goal is to be thought of as a real religion.
Yeah.
That's what we need. So I knew that was their goal. And in order to do that, you have to get rid of the green and red volumes, or at least redo them and get out all of the Hubbard quotes that are so disgusting. So I saw it on the Outer Banks, which is Karen De La Care.
Yes, yeah.
Her site. And she said, yeah, they're gone. And this was a couple of years ago. And I said, oh, come on, no. And she said, here's the phone number for Bridge. Call him. So I did. I called him up. I said, this is Victoria Lee. And they said, well, have you done? I said, I want to buy the green and red volumes. And they said, well, have you done the Golden Age of Tech 2? And I was a guinea pig for Golden Age of Tech 1. So I just said, yes, I have. And she goes, well, then And I said, okay, I still want to buy them. And I said, and I want to ask you, how do they do auditing without the red volumes in the auditing rooms? And she said, well, we print out certain things that we think they might need. And we have those printouts in the auditing room.
Wow.
Isn't that weird? So tell me, we haven't made some changes?
Yeah. So Scientology isn't even what it was
No.
back in the day. It's definitely smaller. I think that's kind of obvious, and more enclosed, more like if you're in, you're in, and there's no like even the fact that they can't look outside, that's
Right.
wrong. You know, if you can't walk around with your eyes open, what are you doing? You know,
Right.
gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I tell everyone, because these people that are on here tonight are helping support that whole movement.
Yeah,
And it's like so important, because it's like, look what's happened because of it. Do you remember when Anonymous showed up in 2008 and they had that big banner that said, "Fuck, the internet is here"? And they had all the protest signs and the Anonymous guys. It was like, oh, I love
I
that.
tell you, happy days. Yeah, because again, that gave me courage. You know, I mean, and not to put too fine a point on it, but when you're in, you're afraid of the outside, of what you don't know yet, what somebody might know that you don't, you know. So you are in a state of fear, and they intentionally keep you there, which is wrong, you know.
And there's no one outside. The only good people are inside in the Scientology.
That's right. That's right. That's the only things worth knowing a Scientology. And when you look at it, it's absolute nonsense. You know, oh gosh, poor Ron.
I know.
If he was alive today, it'd be something like you know, in Christianity, where Christ went into the temple and turned over the money tables and everything. He'd have to have a really good clear out.
Yeah.
Poor Ron.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He wouldn't be happy.
Amazing.
Isn't it just? Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think we are probably having an effect overall.
Oh, definitely.
And then isn't it amazing how they lurch from one crisis to another? And I can remember thinking, this is it. This will finish them off. This will definitely see them gone. And then, of course, they just carry on, you know, like the Lisa McPherson thing I thought would be the end of them. But no. They just keep going, but getting smaller and smaller. So will we see the day, Tori, do you think? I hope so.
Where what?
Will we see the day when they're gone as a threat to mankind? No more Scientology?
Both a few of my friends that were in for a long time.
Yeah.
For years, people have asked us that, and our answer is usually, we think they're going to be like the Christian Science Monitor. Have you ever seen that?
I'm aware of it. Yeah.
It's sort of like a reading room. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like that's what we years ago we said that's what Scientology is going to end up being. And it is. I mean, all Miscavige is doing is buying buildings and selling them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm over there at least every other week, and there's nobody there. There's nobody. The Sea Org guys, I told Kay Connolly, who runs PR, years ago, I said, if you're going to treat these older people like you're treating this lady that's dying, because I went to see her, I said, if you think these critics are a problem, they're going to be nothing compared to the disaster you're going to have to face. And at the time she said, oh, we have it under control. They don't.
Not at all.
It's
not
all
at all.
Really old, like 90-year-old guys hunched over in their pushing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's awful.
Well, my nearest org is something like 220 miles away, and they don't infiltrate or penetrate any other part of the country. They're slightly active because they keep having Easter egg hunts and come and see Santa, but they're borrowing from real religions to try and make themselves look a little bit more legitimate. And none of that reaches the depths of Ireland. So it's just a little circle in Dublin, and that's it. No penetration anywhere else. Even when, they're going to be having the IS thing soon in East Grinstead in England.
Right. And Alex was on that.
Right, exactly. Now, the marquee that they get, it definitely got smaller a few years ago, but the marquee never gets any bigger. Doesn't that tell you something?
There you go.
Expanding? Yeah, right.
Yeah, sure. Old Fritz says, I've seen they have a newish, quote unquote, ideal org in Kilney, Dublin. Apparently, they use a lot of immigrants to do their dirty work. Breaks my heart. They're in Ireland, especially a new place in Dublin. Do you know anything about that?
I know nothing, I'll be honest. I know for a while they've been bringing immigrants in, taking the passports from them. Yeah. That's the first thing they do. And then like one guy left and complained because he wasn't being paid and he was being forced to work, 100 hours a week or something. So he was pretty vocal in the media, but yeah, I can't imagine they'll do anything. Hopefully they'll just fade away,
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I mean. It's sort of like they'll just fade away. I don't think they'll completely shut down. I don't.
Because I'd be happy if they sat around someone's kitchen table reading Dianetics,
Right.
Oh, look, page 69. Woo.
And that's kind of what's happening, I think. I mean, I really don't. The bridge to total freedom is like, well, they got rid of the briefing course, and they got course, and they're really not doing auditing. So I don't even know what it is. Now wait, Kelly asked Pete, how many members would you say are in Ireland?
I'm thinking back to a census that was a few years ago, and the number was 89. Well, it gets better. I actually knew the mission.org quite well, and 45 is what I came up with. So the rest of the numbers, I think, were made up with the children of Scientologists. Because I know when I was in, I counted my kids as Scientologists when I considered myself one. And then when they opened up the ideal org, they brought in a whole load of people from St. Hill, a couple of hundred, and then they brought in all these people from Eastern Europe. So it swelled. I think they had 150 staff at one point, but from reaching a peak, it began to dwindle. So if it's over 200, I'll be very surprised. If it's about 100, I'd say that's it. But that's a guess. And, it is just a guess. But based on what I've seen.
I think you're right. I do.
Yeah.
And June said, did Pete say how old he was when he joined the Church of Scientology? Ooh. I missed his beginning story.
I was 32. Yes.
And what got you in?
Oh, gosh. Well, the personality test, really. Right. My brother got in before me, which made it seem a little bit safer. Yeah. Then my wife got interested because she was always big into self-help and stuff. And then I went to collect her from the org. And as I was walking past, the girl at the door said, come and do a free personality test. Woo! So I did the test and, of course, didn't agree with anything that they said. But they said, you can improve, right? And I went, oh, yeah, of course. Well, auditing can help you. And that's all it took. All it took. a, an acknowledgement that I could improve. And I still say I can. I can get better. Oh, gosh. Yeah. So that's what got me in, the personality test. Do they even do that now?
No, they do a stress test.
Oh.
That ended up bombing out because originally it was people asking people the question.
Yeah.
And then they turned it into computers. And that was an awful thing because it was like, Tori Chrisman, you're the ugliest person in the world. No one likes you. And, it was just all this negative. And then it said, but you might be good at communicating or something like that, and there's a chance we can help you. And
well,
it just bombed out. So then they switched to this stress test.
I remember when I joined staff, so I saw the other side of the personality test, and you're told, don't be afraid to hurt someone's feelings. Get in there, impinge, So if someone's not happy, tell them you're not happy. You're not enjoying your life. You're not fulfilling yourself. And you had to say it with such conviction that the person would start to quake and sign up just to be free of the fear, which was already induced. There you go.
Right.
Dreadful.
I'm so glad to talk to you, Pete. It's just been so long, and I think about you all the time.
And me too, with you.
I know. So it's good to be able to get together and meet with these friends. And
it's fabulous. Yeah. Like we met in real life quite a few times, actually. Definitely Toronto, the Dublin one. I'm now struggling. Is that it?
I think you guys generously flew me to Ireland.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was a wonderful conference with a bunch of us.
Oh, stop. That was a great one. Yeah.
It really was. It's online, right? Isn't it?
It's online somewhere. I can't remember. We called it Dublin Offlines.
Dublin Offline.
So that might come up somewhere. Yeah.
All right. I know it's fun to run into the old things. Like
I tell you.
Remember Mark Bunker?
Of course. Yeah.
So he's now gotten into AI. And if you go to, he's Xenu TV. That's his YouTube thing. And if you go there, he's got, quite a bit of different things from AI.
I'll take a look. I'll take a look at that.
Look. And he's redoing a lot of the videos and making them better and stuff like that.
So why not? Yeah.
Why not? We've got it. So Kelly said, Pete, does the C of S mess with you there these days? Probably not.
No, they leave me alone. I think going to court and winning, like I was awarded damages and costs. Of course, I never got a penny, but I won and I was awarded those things. So basically, there are Scientologists in Ireland that owe me money. So they leave me alone. They won't come near me. I think it's a bit like prickly hedgehog or something. Careful with that hedgehog. It's got spikes, So yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I think
Kelly.
I mean, they kind of pick on me a little bit, but not much. I mean, they still have their shit up online about me, but
oh yeah, I've got that. Yeah, but it's not true. Nothing in it. And the thing about
me all the time. Well, why don't you, sue them and get it taken? I go, why?
First, it costs money.
Their suits or get them in court, keep them in court, bankrupt them. Number one. So
that's exactly it.
That's why I don't sue them. But also for me, I feel like it's great because it's proof that they do fair game.
Yes.
It's like, it's the best proof there is.
That's so true. Yeah.
We'll go talk to them. They won't talk to us.
No, not at all. We're the ones who can communicate on any subject with anyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, no, you're right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What was that? I
So
was going to say something I forgot, but never
I'm
mind.
so proud of you that you have 6 kids and 5 grandchildren.
And none in Scientology.
I know.
Woohoo!
That's even the best part of it. But wow,
Yeah.
what a trip. That is amazing. How many
It
are
is.
boys? How many are girls?
4 boys, 2 girls. In the grandchildren, it's 4 girls and 1 boy.
Wow. Good for you, Pete. Good for you.
Oh, it is definitely. Yeah. It truly is.
It's awesome. I mean, it's really cool. It really is. It's really neat.
Well, I'd say, looking on reflection, I've had a life well lived, and I'll
Yes.
stick with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stick with that. Me too.
No regrets.
No,
Apart from, I don't even regret Scientology, to be honest,
me
because
neither.
it's opened up so many vistas with people who were never in, or those who were in have escaped and realized. And that number's increasing every week, isn't it?
Every week.
Oh my.
Yeah.
The freshly out.
And
Oh,
there's no doubt lurkers listening to us now. So
I hope so.
if you're in, come on out. You know,
Come on out, guys.
I'll come pick you up if you're in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's great, Tori. I think you've done that a few times, haven't you?
I have.
Another one I always liked was the way out is through the door.
The way out is the nearest door.
The nearest door, right.
The nearest door. Yeah. I've said that for years because
I got it from you.
For you guys that don't know, Hubbard had a quote saying the way out is the way through.
He did.
So it sort of puts it there that you have to always keep going on this bridge to total freedom, right? And that's the way out is the way through.
Yeah.
But then I realized, wait a minute, he didn't do that. He took off and died after, in the 80s. And so that's when I started, when I woke up and left, I started the way out is the nearest door.
That's true.
Open the door, and really there's nothing they can do for you. They can't do anything illegal. They can't. So it's all in your mind.
Did we lose Michael Pattinson?
We did.
Oh, what a shame.
I know, but you know what? Spanky and I were watching a documentary. It popped up on Scientology. It's on Netflix, and it's just called Scientology. And Michael is in there, and it's
cool.
Fabulous. We were like, "Oh, it's Michael!" And I'm pissed off. I mean, it's really funny to see me. It was right after I left, and they interviewed me. And, I'm just like, you don't get into Scientology.
I never got to meet him, but we chatted online a bit, and his statement was regarding the bridge to total freedom was the pier to total flotsam. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
But he was told he wanted to cure gayness, didn't he? And he was told at the next level, we'll do that at the next level. And he went all the way. He went all the way to OT8.
What did he want to cure?
Gayness, being gay.
Oh, gayness. Okay, yeah.
That's what he told me anyway. And then he said
he really when he got that, but they convinced him he needed it.
Yeah. And when he got to OT8, he turned around and said, well, I'm still gay. And they couldn't say, we'll cure it on the next level because there wasn't any more. So it was like, oh, man. Oh, I'm sad to hear that he's gone because he was a lively character. Yeah.
Yeah, he left, I think, before COVID.
Yes, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
People have passed away. I mean, I told Spanky, you should, just well, she moved out of a house that it would have been perfect for, but
Ah,
it was a big house on a hill with a big property. And at the time, I said, you should just turn this into like a place where people can have funerals because all
ah,
these people are dying, and this would be a great place for it. Anyway, she moved.
yeah, yeah,
She moved to a different place,
yeah. I
but
don't
she.
know. I want to see the end of it. Definitely. I'm sticking around for that.
I am too. All right. Well, thank you for everything you have done. You have helped tons of people.
Oh, thanks, Tori.
I
But
mean
so have
it.
you.
Oh, I mean, no, I mean it. I mean, so many people went to SPs or Us for years and years
Uh-huh.
and years to get information.
Yeah. It's
You were
still
kind of
going. People are posting all the time. Tony does. Karen does.
good,
Yeah.
good, good. I'll have to go back over there. I haven't been there in a while.
No, me neither.
We're the seniors.
Yeah. We're allowed to. Once you get over 70, yeah,
We're allowed to go to the ice cream parlor once in a while.
of course. Yeah. And enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, you look fantastic, and
So do
thank you
you.
for coming on. Thank you.
You
And
you haven't aged in 15 years, definitely.
well, it's 25, so get it straight.
Okay.
That
Right. Yeah.
and I've been speaking out. I was in for 30 and I've been out for 25.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I know.
No, I was meaning how long I've known you. You know.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. But
well,
yes,
good.
25. Go for
You
it.
don't look any different to me either. You look fantastic.
Well, I
In
feel
fact,
better. Cancer diagnosis is no joke, but to get rid of it, it's fantastic.
yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
And I love your hair.
Oh, thank you.
Beard. I do. It's very handsome.
Thank you very much.
Well, you can tell your kids that we
I
all.
will. I will indeed. Yeah.
All right. Well, does anybody have any question for Pete before we end off? I usually try to stick to an hour because I was
Okay.
getting going where I was doing an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's too long.
That's okay.
Yeah. We can always do a part 2 if you think of other stuff that you'd like to talk about.
I could talk for hours,
Yeah,
So
we'll
yeah.
do a part 2. We'll do because I know everybody loved hearing you. So
Okay.
we'll plan on a part 2.
I'm happy to do that. Yeah,
Good.
definitely.
And have a happy Halloween and a happy holidays.
Thank you. Thank you. You
All
too.
right. Let me just check. Here's a question. All right, from a voice down under. Pete, will you come and hang out with me and Captain Billy at the IAS?
Is that Alex?
It says a voice down under.
A voice down under. I don't know. I'll be honest. I've had so many hours spent standing underneath trees in the rain, cold, wet, and wishing I was somewhere else. I'd go to East Grinstead and stay in a hotel, but standing outside the gates of St. Hill, I don't think so. So I probably won't.
Oh,
But
do it.
Hey, I'm 70. I can't be standing under trees soaking wet. I'll never forget one time we were there and an OT wearing like a beanie. He came to the gates and he glared at every single protester, and everyone started to laugh because it was clear that he was trying to zap us with his OT abilities. And it was so funny. That kind of the OT glare. Oh my.
I now, because I don't really walk around, it's just too much. So we sit in chairs and talk to the neighbors that go by at the complex.
All right, yeah.
Really funny. And I go, don't join this if they look like they're people that'll join. And in the last couple of months, I've kept 4 people that were going to join the Sea Org. They came back to tell me.
Wow.
thank you so much for talking to us. And tonight I went with Spanky out to dinner, and this young, and I told you I made the video about young kids and Latinos, and she was a Latina. And so I said, look, just so you know, the Church of Scientology is after young people and Latinas and Latinos.
Absolutely, yeah.
And she goes, oh my God, you're the girl from TikTok with the purple hair. We were just talking about you. And she brings her sister over, and they're like, oh my God. It's really funny.
Do we have a date for the IES yet?
I don't think so. I think Alex said it's coming up.
Yeah.
But it's got to be coming pretty soon, because
that's got to be tough for any Scientologist trying to plan, like booking a hotel in a busy little town.
Yeah.
You know, take Scientology out, it's still a busy town.
Yeah.
And then of course Saint Hill itself is 2 or 3 miles outside the town.
Right.
There used to be one taxi, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. There was that taxi cab driver who gave me the card saying,
do you remember that? Yeah.
I'll take you wherever you want for free.
I remember you saying that. Yeah. I witnessed one year an endless stream of coaches going in through the gates. The following year, I counted 5. So you can actually visibly see the reduction in numbers, you know. And then another trick they tried was to have the same vehicles driving in and out the gates,
right,
to make it look like it was a constant stream of people.
Yeah.
And we go, there's that bus again with nobody on it except the driver, and it has blacked out windows, but you can see shapes where there is people, and that bus was empty about 10 times. Oh, they don't mess around. Yeah. We're going to make this place look busy. Oh, stop. One of the funniest things we did, we had these little 6-inch high alien balloons, and we blew up so many, put them into black bags, and then somebody drove into the car park and released them all. So these little alien Xenu balloons were blowing around the place, and it was done as a prank. You know, it was just not malicious. But the Scientologists had to go around popping them, you know, like stamping on them. You know, that was funny. Yeah, I'd love to. Wouldn't it be so funny? My idea was to fly a drone into the marquee and then drop about 10,000 of them on the crowd. Except it's not a crowd; it's a tiny handful of attendees.
Mostly staff.
Yeah.
A voice down under says it's either the 24th or the 31st.
Yeah. I'm 3 hours from Dublin, and then you're adding more traveling. Plus, I'm also still working.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I trained up as a healthcare assistant some years ago, and I'm working in that field right now. Yeah. So I'm giving back to the community something that I got from it, you know. So yeah, and I'll keep doing that because I like it. Yeah.
Good. And Kelly, one last thing she asked.
Okay.
Do you feel sympathy, frustration, or question mark towards the people still in?
Oh, sympathy. If I could sort of like produce a magic flute and do a Pied Piper and dance through the gates and have them all follow me, I would do it. You know, those poor people. So, see, if you wake up and realize you've been conned, that's one thing. But if you don't wake up, you're still being conned. You know, it's like, so without a doubt, I feel nothing but sympathy, and I'd do anything to help them. And that's never changed.
Right. No, I hear you. I do. Well, it's, we're both warriors at heart, and, freedom fighters. And that's just the way it is. And thankfully, all these people have joined us now. So
I'm
that's
glad. Yeah.
so thank everybody, and thank you, Pete, and thank you, Kelly, for moderating. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. And we'll do a part 2 at some point.
Definitely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, I love you, Pete, and thank you for coming on.
You too, Tori. It's been
All
great.
All right. All right. Show it to your kids.
Yeah, will do.
They can see how cool you are.
Bye. Love
Bye.
to everybody, including
All
my
right.
kids.
Bye. Peace out. Have a wonderful rest of whatever's coming up. I can never
Thank
remember.
you.
Are we on the weekend or the week?
I'm on Saturday morning, 10 past 8.
That's right. So we're on to the weekend. So have a wonderful weekend.
I'm going swimming in about 20 minutes.
Good.
Yep.
I think you'll run into my brother.
His water's warmer than mine.
I know he's swimming in a real pool in New Mexico.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This isn't David. This is Paul.
Oh, that's the other brother. Ah, right.
Yeah.
There's no reason why David can't swim, though. He's Indian Ocean.
I guess whatever.
Yeah.
Around Thailand. I'll tell him you said hi.
Please do. Please do.
All right. Stay in touch. I love you.
You too.
Thank you again. And thank you to everybody who came by.
All right. Bye now.
Bye now. All right.